going on, world? You have now tuned in to another episode of Elephant Room, the podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Puntin.
Partner Scribbin.
Hey, man, and we just appreciate you guys, like I say all the time, man, for tuning in. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up, we really appreciate y'all, man. You know, this is a new beginning from us, for us. So, you know, we're glad to see your support with us along on this journey, man.
Yes,
so
indeed.
it ain't as scary as it would be if it was just me and Puntin, man. So we really appreciate y'all tuning in, and we committed to giving y'all good content.
Yeah, we're hoping you guys are loving it, by the way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, and like you say, committed to giving you guys a good show. So we definitely want to stay up to date with the trend and topics.
Yeah.
And you know, so we want to implement a new I guess what you call it, segment, insert to the show.
Insert, yeah.
And we'll have our guy Q, man, you know, reading what's going on, what's trending, and us just elaborating
Kind of freestyle off it.
freestyle off of it, man.
Yeah, this ought to be fun, man.
It ought to be fun, man. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do this for you guys, man, to keep you guys up to date with anything that's new going on and our views and perspectives from it. So Q, what you got today, my man?
So, Pastor Jamal Bryant, if y'all don't know who that is, he's a pastor in Atlanta, Georgia. The name of his church is New Birth Church.
Okay.
Jamal Bryant says that he wants to sell cannabis as a part of his church ministry to draw more people in church. Right here it says Pastor Jamal Bryant wants to use cannabis business to bring black men to his church. Specifically black men.
Come on, man.
So he's gonna use cannabis to bring us black men to his church.
Church.
Yeah.
Right, and I think I heard something on it. He's gonna he wants them to come and help. Grow it?
Something about farming.
Farming, yeah. It's gonna pretty much create jobs.
Man.
Create jobs and legalize it rather than out there in the streets getting penalized for
Jammed
it.
up for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And me having a spiritual background, man, you know, some people probably be surprised at my response to that.
Yeah.
But now that I'm more open-minded than I was in recent years, I kind of hooray it.
Yeah.
I kind of see the vision. I kind of like it, and I don't have too much negatives to say about it.
You know, after the initial sticker shock, like the pastor at the church said, "What?"
Yeah.
I see his vision.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's an idea that is in big need, especially within the black community.
Facts.
To not only educate, but to protect and influence with a business mindset.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You take something that has locked up millions of us for a bag or big amounts, and you're able to identify an opportunity for them to get more familiar with the science, the health benefit, the way in which you grow it, you farm it, an agricultural influence,
Right.
as well as a business influence, and you use it as a program to generate active black males in the church home.
The same ones who been getting jammed up for years.
The same ones that's been getting jammed up, right? I'm a firm believer of reach one, teach one, each one teach one.
Correct.
If you're able to reach some of these kids that you wouldn't have the opportunity to reach had you not implemented this concept, I think you win. Understanding that those individuals, those kids, that youth is hard to reach, considering the type of influence that we're talking about.
Yeah, and we're not talking about. From what I hear, we're not talking about him just bringing them in and using weed as a drawing tool, as far as them coming in. Hey, we're gonna have a big shebang where we smoke weed,
right?
And we want you guys. We could give you guys an area to smoke weed, and we just want you to know that we welcome you in and bring it to church.
Right.
but rather in a business mindset as this is a big business, this is a growing business. People are making millions on it now, and people will for sure be making billions on it right now.
Right.
Why not let us get in? Yeah, we're a church, but this is 2022, and we're going beyond it. And you get in where you fit in. You get what I'm saying? You get in where you fit in. You either get lost, you get in the sauce, or you get lost.
Get in the sauce or get lost.
Or you get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be the one dripping, or you're gonna be the one spilling.
Man, I think it's a brilliant concept, man.
Yeah.
It really is a brilliant concept, bro.
Yeah, it's a touchy.
It's different.
Different.
And you know what? I really pride ourselves for being willing to address these type of topics.
Right.
Hence the name Elephant Room Podcast. We really want to be able to give you some insight, understanding, and then create a better understanding for us as a whole on all of these topics that wouldn't be everyday at the table conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These topics, we strive to make sure that they're relevant in current day and they're applicable across the board.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
and
indeed.
this is one. I'm real faith driven. I'm a very spiritual individual. So seeing a pastor being bold enough, confident enough to say, you know what, not only am I considering this, I believe in this. Because just hearing Q read that,
Yeah.
I knew whoever presented that was confident in it.
You're right.
You gotta be, bro.
Gotta be.
You gotta be committed, man. That's bold, bro.
Very bold.
Very bold.
Very bold, and it would be shunned upon. A lot of, especially by the religious side of it,
Right.
Side of the spectrum. I know people are probably looking at him like, oh, this devil, whatever it may be. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What this false prophet?
Yeah.
And man, you have to get to a point. I've been learning this here recently, man. You have to get to a point in life to understand that in order to, when you grow, you're gonna take some heat from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Some people are gonna look at it as they're not gonna look at it as growth. They're gonna look at it as you're tripping, you're slipping, you're dipping. You get what I'm saying? But the whole time you playing chess, man, you moving forward.
You rapping to them boys today, Pete.
Oh, I'm rapping to them, bro. I'm rapping to them, bro, because I know, that's why I'm at in life now. And even in me personally, my personal life, I just feel like the moves that I've been making here recently, from where I come from, I feel like, people might feel like I'm slipping, tipping, and dripping. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the whole time I'm spilling. You get what I'm saying?
You on the smell me?
You feel you on the smell, you on the dig, man. You dig, you figure deal. But for real though, man. You just never. That's why I'm slow to judge, man.
Right.
I'm slow to judge, man. And you test a tree by its fruit. I was raised on that. I still believe in that. You can't knock a tree if it's bearing great fruit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If the fruit look rusty and real mildewed and rotting and falling down, it's a different story. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Don't knock a man just because his purpose or his lane or his journey doesn't look like yours.
Right. His way or ability to influence is different.
It's different than yours.
If he's able to reach people, they say it's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
Generally saying that you can reach the end result in multiple ways and fashion.
You can.
And I think that, considering the time and day and age that we're in, I encourage people to be more open and receptive to alternate ways of doing things, different mindsets, views, and opinions, man.
Yeah.
Lead me to ask you, if you were a member of this church, and this was mentioned to the congregation one Sunday morning, you and your family. Now you got 2 kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You and your family in the building.
Right.
And this is the last announcement after a great sermon.
Right.
You rocked the house, boy. Holy Ghost caught a couple people, man. You feeling it, your kids feeling it, your wife got a smile on her face, man. And y'all ready to leave. And he's like, on these announcements, we gonna do this. How would you perceive and take that?
The me now, I could receive and perceive it totally different than I could have a year or two ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The me now is more open. Me now is more understandable. The me now is less judgmental.
Yeah.
The me now is now more free thinking and open minded, and more understanding of what's going on, the whole spectrum of it. So the me now understands that, hey, that sounds like a great idea. That could get some brothers off of the street. That can prevent a lot of young guys to get out of the drug game out there, the legal drug game, but actually get into the business world of it. And then, you know, to me, it sounds like, hey, if a church is behind this, if this type of entity is behind this, that means it's going to be legal.
Gotta be legit.
It's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit and it's legal.
Right.
And it's going to be out there either way it go.
Right.
Now, if we can get some brothers off the street, that's ministry.
Right.
What they call so-called ministry, that's ministry. Pulling people off the streets
It really is.
and providing, especially providing income, legit income for them.
Right.
Hey,
So
man.
y'all think he gonna have rules?
Huh?
Do you think he gonna have rules like Nino Brown?
This boy.
Do not get high of your own supply. I mean, I'm just saying that. You know, somebody gonna
Man.
be out there. You know, think
Hey.
about it. I'm just
Now
asking.
you know.
What
Go
y'all
ahead.
think about it? Tell me. That's a question.
Yeah, I don't think. To me, I think it's gonna be more of a production. So where it sounds like it's gonna be a
It's gonna-
production. It don't sound like they're gonna have them in there
You
smoking
gonna
weed.
have
Right. So yeah, you really gotta be forward thinking with this,
You gotta
right?
have
Yeah.
somebody.
You bring in something of this recreation. Somebody is an active toker or an inquiring toker, right? So they're gonna be curious, bro.
Right.
How do you manage that?
How do you manage it?
Do you put on puff and paints?
I mean,
Do you bring donuts and wake and bake for the fellowship, for the men ministry, bro?
you know what?
What
It's
do
just
you
like, to
think?
me, I look at it
Sit
as a
down.
business
Sit
point of
down.
view. So I look at it as just like
Sit down.
Bud Light, Budweiser, Marlboro cigarettes, Newport cigarettes. You know, those are all entities of drugs that has been pretty much legalized and big business. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's gonna be the same way. It's like, hey, this is a business. This is how we run it. Now, what y'all got?
You can already see the key players in the industry already making moves to solidify their position in this new market.
Correct.
And they're making a lot more headway due to the monetary power that they have over the market.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, this is a brilliant way to do a number of things, as well as encourage and educate a people that has been less privileged with the understanding of a new market
Yeah.
that really would allow the best attempt at equal opportunity, considering it being such a new market. You know what I'm saying? To somebody, to a community that was underprivileged, so to say, that wouldn't normally have these opportunities, say the church wasn't bold enough and confident enough of even presenting a program like this.
Man, you know, I was thinking about this earlier today. You know, I was like, you know, you have people who gossip, who talk about what's going on, and then you have those individuals who are trendsetters. And I think about even Elon Musk, like the things that he do, like when he first brings it to the table. You know, when Netflix was brought to the table, you know, it wasn't a Netflix before Netflix.
Right.
You know,
We still at Blockbuster.
we were still at Blockbuster, and then Blockbuster got knocked off the bus by Redbox. Redbox pretty much got knocked off the bus by Netflix.
Yep.
And it might be somewhere in the near future where it may be they might knock off Netflix.
Right.
So you have to keep on going. So, yeah,
Gotta evolve.
you got to evolve. So, hey, man, I look at it like he might be that one that, hey, going against the grain. Yeah, it sounds crazy right now.
You know, another reason, I'm glad you bring that up.
Yeah.
Another reason why this is an extraordinary idea is, can you imagine the number of tax benefits the church would have in this industry, bro?
Yep. They already the church.
They already a church. The next thing to that, in regards to land property benefit, tax benefit, would be a cemetery.
Yep.
Donald Trump had his ex-wife buried on his land in Mar-a-Lago for tax benefit purposes.
Yep.
Can you imagine the tax benefits that this church is gonna get in the event they establish and create a program like this?
And from
They could really create their own small ecosystem, bro.
really could.
Really could, bro.
Really could. And from my understanding of Jamal, I follow him a little bit. I don't, just tune into his sermons as much, but I see him on social media every now and then when he has like a speech and they show a clip.
Right.
Very intelligent individual.
Okay. Cause I'm green to who
Very
who
concise,
he was.
precise, incisive. So he's not at nowhere close to being dumb.
He ain't a joke, bro.
Not a joke.
Okay.
He knows when he makes a move, it's usually calculated.
I got you.
Very smart individual, and he's done some thinking before he brought this out to the table.
Yeah, he had to, bro.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at it as like, man, he knows something that a lot of people don't know, and he's jumping on it first.
And there we go. You got to be willing
He's
to
willing
take that leap
to take those blows too.
when you own to something that ain't nobody ever seen. It's a lot of individuals out here that have the creative mind to say, you know what, I think I should do this.
Mm-hmm.
And you sat on that idea for a couple years, and then all of a sudden you see somebody present that idea to the general public.
Come on.
You was behind the TV, behind the radio, and said, man, I thought about this 10 years ago.
10 years
I should have did that. You beating yourself up.
Yeah, man.
You gotta know when it's time to jump.
Yeah.
But that moment only lasts this long.
Yeah.
Because you can do whatever you can to miss that time, and you lost a whole lot.
Facts.
So I think him being willing to do that speaks
Yeah.
a lot for the opportunity, man.
Yeah, man. I like and I respect those type of individuals, man. And I think that's what kind of prides me on keep moving in the way I move. Like, I'm to a point in my life where I really don't care what people think. It used to bother me when I do certain things, because I would do certain things that the other person in my genre or whatever wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And a little bit edgy, but I would do it anyway. But it still bothered me a little bit of what people thought. Now I'm finally to a point to where I'm like, man, hey man, I got to do what I got to do to get to where I got to get and do my purpose. And this is my mission. It's not the same as this person over here. Not the same as that person over there. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Scribble wouldn't be Mr. Scribble if he was trying to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be punting. You got to be Scribble. And that's how we go walk into our full purpose, man. If we're trying to be somebody else, if we're limiting ourselves to a box or to a box of what we want people to keep us in that box, then we're limiting ourselves. Right. But when we can be freely and be like, hey, I really feel like I should do this, and I'm going to do it. Or rather than, I know I should probably be doing that because that's where my heart is, but I know these people are going to be talking about me.
Man, it's crazy.
You get what I'm saying?
Bro. Like, that hit home, man. Like, having been, successful, 13 years oil and gas, man, making good money, man.
Yeah.
Enough to provide a nice lifestyle for me and mine.
Mm-hmm.
All the while I knew, but towards the tail end of that, I knew like my purpose was somewhere else.
Yeah.
And having made that leap, bro, it was crazy. It was nerve wracking. It's been stressful.
Yeah.
But having made that leap, bro, they say, when you pray and manifest things, you put it out there and then you don't worry about it, because the purpose is to move with that intent, right?
Come on.
To create and generate that outcome.
Come on.
And since I've done that, man, not knowing how I was going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And after praying for God to help make it happen, it's happening, bro.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I can speak to to what it is to make that leap
Yeah.
and not be sure, but be provided with certainty as the days turn, man.
Yeah.
So this could be a real good opportunity for this man.
Could be.
And hearing from you, the man is a very knowledgeable, savvy, well put together individual, man. So I'm sure there's some thought behind it.
Definitely.
And I hope the execution is there, because this could be big across the community, across the country, man, for a lot of us and a lot of everybody else too.
Yeah, man, I agree. I hope so as well. And he's already taking some slack on it. I've seen some stuff on social media about. I'd seen something earlier. I didn't dig into it too deep, but they're on him already.
They gonna beat him up, man. Look,
Oh, yeah.
You damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Yep.
Like, I was always the kid, when you knew you was about to get your butt whooped, I was always the kid, be like, I'm gonna go ahead and go first. I'm trying to get mine out of the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I get in trouble at the stove, I'm like, Mama, get me now. I ain't trying to ride home knowing you gonna get me. Like, can we just get this over with?
Yeah. So he knows, man.
Yeah.
Trust me, he knows that he's gonna take it from it. But I guess he's willing and confident enough to know that, hey, man, I'm a trendsetter.
Yeah.
I got to push the envelope, and I think that's what he's doing.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's why I spoke on his integrity. I just feel like he knows that he's gonna take a whooping for
He
it.
ready though.
He ready though.
You gotta be ready, man.
He's ready though. You know what I'm saying? So that inspires me, man. It just kind of pushes me to let me know that, hey, man, sometimes you got to take that step, knowing that you will get talked about.
Yeah, at least be considerate of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Calculate that risk.
Calculate it.
Yeah.
Don't just go out here now. I'm not a person of like foolishness. Like I don't just move because, this is how I want to move. And, no, I'm talking about like understanding it. Okay, this is what I truly believe with my heart. And although, they might not agree or look at it right how it's going to look at first, I know what the vision is.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to take that little whip at first. I'm willing to take those frown upons, you know what I'm saying? And because at the end, I know what it's going to look like.
You know what that outcome is.
You get what I'm saying? So I love it, bro.
Absolutely, man.
I love it, man.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, that sounds like that's a wrap for us, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and we hope y'all enjoyed this this new insert.
Yes, sir.
We wanted to provide you guys with a sense of originality, and to show you guys how present we are.
Yes,
So we hit you with this little kind of freestyle show, man, just to kind of show you how flexible you are, how creative we want to be with the show, and we welcome your feedback.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you.
Peace.